Hello, we're live. Hello, welcome. I am Michaela Dammers and this is Makers TV. We're up to episode 13 now, and I have changed my setup a little bit to make it a little bit more streamlined. I did have extra computers everywhere last week, so I'm going to be, I'm still getting used to looking up and down a little bit, but I will try my very best to talk to you. So welcome to Makers TV. Today we're going to be talking about improving your mailing list signups using an opt-in. So this week I'm going a little bit more ad lib because we're up to episode 13 now, and I want to sort of start getting a little bit more into having a conversation with you guys rather than just talking at you with whatever I've prepared for the lesson. So I do still have my notes to refer to, which I will be doing to make sure I stay on track and trying to stay under that 10-minute mark. I've averaged probably most of the episodes are over 15 minutes at the moment. So we'll try and keep it succinct, short, sharp and actionable for you guys. So Makers TV is weekly, usually live, but not always, video that I publish, and they are short, sharp, actionable lessons for you to help you strengthen your brand and grow your business, because that's what I want to help you do. So this week we're going into, as I said, how to grow your mailing list or your subscribers using an opt-in. Now, lots of people might be wondering what an opt-in actually is, and what I want to go through is basically like the reason you would have an opt-in, and then I'm going to go through how you would actually implement that on your website to help improve your signups. So an opt-in is really, it can be called multiple things. Sometimes it's called an opt-in, sometimes it's called a lead magnet. It's really just like a bonus or a reward or I guess an incentive for people to actually want to sign up to your mailing list or your subscription list, depending on whether you, some people will call it their newsletter if you send out regular newsletters. Some people are just using it for marketing, so it's not necessarily a newsletter, but these are all the same thing, just different names for the same thing. So basically an opt-in is when you are giving some sort of incentive to your viewers to actually sign up for your list. And in terms of what you might use as an opt-in, there are just endless possibilities of what you might use as an opt-in or a lead magnet. I'm going to put up a couple of examples here. I'm going to get out of the way. So first one, if you are selling products and you have an e-commerce based business, you might offer a discount code. So you'll notice a lot of websites online and big companies offer this. If you sign up to their newsletter, they'll give you 10% off your first order, or 20% off your first order, or even $10 off your first order, depending on the price point of the products that they're selling and, the size of the business and all that kind of thing. So that is definitely something that you could do to get more signups to your list, is offer a discount code. In saying that, you just need to be careful that you can afford this discount code, work it into your pricing in the first place. You don't want to be giving away so many discounts that you are working at a loss. So make sure that you're still making a profit. And also with the discount code for signing up for your mailing list, it should be a one-off for the initial one, which might be like a little bit of a larger discount than what you would offer your regular newsletter or subscribers on a regular basis. So maybe you might offer $10 off their first order if your price point is around the $50 or $60 mark, and then after that, maybe every newsletter subscriber or person on your mailing list gets 5% off every order, and that might then keep them on the list, if that makes sense. So you're incentivizing them to stay on the list rather than just jump on for 1 week to get the first discount and then go off again. So a couple of other examples, you might offer a PDF guide. So if you're in the niche of sort of giving out information, or maybe you're selling courses or something like that, then maybe you have a guide on how to do something specific and something that people would find valuable, people in your audience would find valuable. So you could give them a free guide in order to, help them do something. So they would sign up for your list, and then they would get the PDF download. It might be something like access to a VIP area. So that's what I have on my website. I'll just flip this over for a second. So these are the it's like a selection of the resources that I offer in the members area on the Makers Collective. If you sign up, you can access the free resources library, so you get access to a bunch of this stuff. So that could also be an option. You could give away templates. So say if you're a graphic designer and you know that a lot of your clients need a certain thing, or you know a lot of so it might be like a template for, I'm just like going off the top of my head here, a template for a style guide, or maybe like social media templates. So maybe not if you're a graphic designer, but maybe if you are a social media manager and you know a lot of your clients are going to need social media graphics, maybe if they opt into your newsletter list or your subscription list, they can then download a template for 10 social media graphics. And one thing too that I want to mention is when you're offering an opt-in for your list, you should really think about like the thing that you're giving should be valuable. It should be very valuable so people want to sign up, but it should also then make people realize that there's a gap between where they are and where they could be if they bought your thing. So with the template as an example for the social media stuff, maybe you give them the template, but then and they sort of give it a go and they know that they're going to create these 10 images, but then they don't really know how to implement that in a social media strategy. So then they would actually think, oh, well, maybe I actually need this person's services to know what I'm doing with these graphics. So you sort of make them see that there's a gap between where they are and where they could be if they bought from you. So just moving through the other examples, there's ebook, a cheat sheet, a free pattern. So like if you are selling patterns, you could just give away one free pattern for a really simple, like not your bestseller or anything, but maybe a simple accessory or something you could give away as a free pattern to get people on your mailing list and get them interested in then looking at your other patterns. It's sort of like a taster of what they might get if they're going to purchase from you. You could offer a checklist, a planner, a free video training in something if you're teaching people how to do stuff, or even if you're selling products, then maybe you could actually make a training video on how to use the product or how to best, get the best use out of that product. Or if you are selling like beauty products, maybe it's a free training video on doing your makeup, or maybe it's a video about how to feel your best. So then you're kind of going into the deeper motivations of why people are buying your product. So if it's beauty products or clothes or shoes or home decor, maybe you then give away a video that is really talking about the sort of going into the deeper reason why they're buying those things, to make themselves feel better about themselves or to make their houses more beautiful for whatever reason. Maybe then you could do a video on this is how you can have an amazing house, something like that. You got to try and think outside of the square a little bit to make these opt-ins really valuable for people. You could also have a free trial of something. So maybe if you do have a members area, or you offer a subscription service or something like that, maybe they get their first box free, but it's like a trial box of a craft kit or a gift kit or whatever it is. Maybe it's like a smaller version and they get that one for free, and then who knows, again, if you can work that into your pricing, you don't want to just be giving stuff away for free. That's not a great idea. And the last one, like I said, there's billions of different opt-ins that you could do, but the last one on my list is a quiz, and that's really a really, really effective way to get people onto your list, as long as it's relevant to whatever it is that you're doing. So if you are, for example, teaching people how to grow their own vegetables in their garden, or like be self-sufficient in the garden with food and that kind of thing, maybe a quiz could be something about what kind of, like what kind of grower are you, or what season would suit you best for your foods, or something like that. People love taking quizzes, especially if it's short and quick, and it gives them a result that they can then share across Facebook or wherever else. That can work really, really well. Okay, so they're the examples of what you can do. Almost up 10 minutes, so I'm going to whiz through the last section of this. Basically, I just wanted to give you a really quick guide on how you actually implement this in your website. Now, this will be actually the training in the Makers Academy for May. I'm going to do a really thorough step-by-step how to actually implement an opt-in on your website. But just as a really quick general overview, what you do is if you're using WordPress and MailChimp, it's super easy. All you need to do is set up a MailChimp form. So you get the code from MailChimp, put that on your website somewhere. Where you're putting that on your website, mention the opt-in. You know, like you see it all over the place on all sorts of websites. You can say, you know, to receive, download my guide on something related to your business, download my guide on how to grow your own vegetables and have the best crop by next spring. Download instantly, put your details in below, and then you have the spot for the email and first name. Usually I like to get first name so I can then address people in the newsletters by their name, but all you need really is their email. So you would have that on your website, and then once they click submit or yes, sign me up or whatever it is that you want to have on that button, in MailChimp, all you need to do is have a link to the download of that guide either in the confirmation email or in the thank you email. So that's in the sign up forms area on MailChimp, and yeah, you can just do a custom, like you go into the sign up forms and you go to confirmation email, and that will be like, if you want to subscribe to this list, press confirm to sign up to the actual list. That's called a double opt-in, where people actually have to confirm, and in Australia that's generally what you should be doing, just in regards to laws and privacy and all that kind of thing. And so in that email you could have the link to download it there, or otherwise if you want to wait until they're actually on your list, then don't put it in that email, put it in the thank you email or the welcome email. So in that same area on MailChimp, you would go to sign up forms and you would edit that actual email within MailChimp, and you just chuck in a link there to be able to download that guide. So that is the most simple, easiest way you can do it. I will be showing you a more in-depth way to do it, where you can actually have multiple different opt-ins and a little bit more complex system, because once you sort of grow your business you will want to have other ones as well probably on your website, so people can download different things depending on what their specific interests are, but basically that's the easiest way you can do it. It's the simplest form of an opt-in. It's very, very easy. And again, if you wanted to have the step-by-step roll through of how to actually do that, then you can join the Makers Academy. So the Makers Academy is a membership for makers and creatives like yourself, who for people who want to strengthen their brand and grow their business. So we have monthly trainings in there. As I said, May's training will be on this exact topic. We have a whole bunch of other trainings already in there on Facebook ads and all sorts of things I can't think off the top of my head, but there's about, I think, 6 or 7 in there already. And also, of course, it has all the courses in the Makers Academy, which cover business fundamentals, photography, social media, blogging, websites, and graphic design will be coming out very soon. So if you're interested in that, just you can go to www.themakers.academy, or the link will be in this video below. And otherwise, I'm so happy that my camera didn't crap out this week, so I charged the battery up and it's all hunky-dory, so that's good. And thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time, and I hope this has been helpful. As I said, I publish weekly, short, sharp, actionable lessons, so nobody has time for an hour workshop these days, really. Let's be honest, especially with all the different areas of business that you really have to get going to be able to grow your business. We can't watch an hour on every single topic. It's just not going to work. So that's the reason for having these super short and why I talk really fast, and hopefully you'll be able to actually take action after this video. And if you found it helpful at all, please feel free to share on your networks. You can share this to any groups you're in or just on your page. That would be really super helpful. You can follow me on, you can subscribe on YouTube, follow on Instagram, and and yeah, all the usual social media places. I'm everywhere, so feel free to follow on any of those. And I'll be back next week with some more lessons of stuff to do. So thank you so much again, guys, and you'll see me next week. Thank you. See ya.